mining camp there, and still setting his gather point to gold, which would suggest that he's going to try and go for a fast castle strategy. It wouldn't really make that much sense to create archers because he has got a hell of a lot of food and not much wood. He's going very heavily into food, so he's got 800 food now. With 200 gold he'd be able to advance to the next stage, but he's going for skirmishes, which is acceptable. A bit slow there on getting a house out. And a pro player, it's crucial for pro players to get out their houses as fast as they can. Well, not as fast as they can, but in a timely manner, so that they never end up population capping themselves. We've got to bear in mind, once you get into the feudal age and start creating units, you have to create houses a lot faster so that you don't end up population capping yourself as you are producing villagers and military units. Slow to realise again that he's not actually producing any villagers at the town centre right now. He could still be producing villagers. He's got enough food so that he can get up to the castle age, and he's decided to create archers instead. That's a fair enough strategy. He's still got plenty of food in the bank, but he doesn't have a great amount of wood, and he still needs a blacksmith or a market in order to advance to the castle age. Again, slightly slow there on the house. He's now population capped himself once again. Bear in mind he's producing units from 2 buildings there and still not producing any villagers. Not sure why that is, because he does have a lot of food available to him. He'd be able to produce another 5 villagers without dipping below the food count required to get up to the castle age. So again, unsure why he's doing that. This villager here could be building a couple more houses, and he's doing exactly that now. So not too bad indeed. Bear in mind now, he is going to run out of wild animals to hunt from. He's got another boar down here, but once that's out of the way, he's really going to be low on food, food income. So he needs to transfer some more villagers to wood, really, or at least create some more. He's not created any villagers in quite a while, which is surprising. If he is to transfer some villagers to wood now, he'd be able to get out farms for all of these villagers once they've finished collecting. Using an already injured villager to lure the boar was a bad move. He lost that one there, and that could cost you if it was further early in the game. Bear in mind he's not creating villagers still, and I'm so unsure why that is. As you can see, his resource count on everything is pretty high. Finally getting a blacksmith up there, which indicates that he's going to be going up to the castle age momentarily. And that's another thing that pro players do. Distinguishing you from a pro player will get their keep their resources down. It might sound weird, the whole idea is to collect as much resource as you can, but you need to spend it as fast as you can as well. Okay, so there we go, blacksmith going up, castle age being researched. And look how much food he has. He has got a lot of food, which would allow him to create a lot of knights when he gets into the castle age, but still, I'm kind of unsure why he wasn't creating villagers for that time. For the meantime. Another blacksmith going up there, which is going to allow him to get some extra upgrades in a timely manner. So yeah, quite a few archers coming out, a few skirmishers there. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes for a little push with that. And really, we've not seen anything from his opponent at this stage in the game. Plenty of villagers on gold and a lot of food coming in. However, as I just pointed out momentarily, a few minutes ago, he's soon going to run out of deer. These are his last 2 deer now, so he needs to get some more villagers on wood so that he can get sorted out and really sort of, get some farms up once these are out, because he's not got enough wood at the moment to produce enough farms, and he's not even got a stable out yet, so we'll have to see how he goes. Moving instead to some shorefish, and we'll see what happens with them. His opponent now already in the castle age, which would indicate that he could get some knights out if he were a bit of a better player, but as you can see, 23 minutes and we're not into the castle age yet, with no early harassment. And if this was a pro player, we would be looking at an early castle, almost like 16 to 18 minutes in. Oh, here we go. So a small push here. Looks like Richo is trying to. Oh, he's also playing as Byzantines. I didn't even mention that. Looks like he's trying to wall himself off, but his villager being caught out of position there, and ProGolem moving around the back. Richo with a mining camp there, but nothing mining from it. Turned Fog of War off temporarily, and as you can see, Richo has just garrisoned everything inside of his town centre, and this is a big mistake to make. If you have an army coming through your base, don't garrison all of your guys into your town centre all at once, especially when the offending army is nowhere near your resources. You need to be collecting your resources at as much of the time as possible. ProGolem finally going up to the Castle Age, and now Richo is kind of panicking. He's moving all of his villagers off of wood, and what's he going to do with them? I mean, this army here is not actually providing or causing any threat to him whatsoever. But he's stopped all of his villagers from collecting, and it's such a big mistake to make. Now Richo has no income whatsoever, and now ProGolem is just going to take the lead because he's got all of his villagers collecting. Now, this is where Richo isn't a great player, clearly, because if he were a better player, Richo would have perhaps created a watchtower here, garrisoned some villagers in, rather than taking all of his villagers off production or collection, and that was a mistake indeed. Still, no villagers coming out of his town centre, and really what threat is this proving to Richo? He could easily have villagers collecting food right now, but nope, he's garrisoned them all in there, and that is a big and costly mistake to make. ProGolem now finally getting out some stables, and he's just about moving on to farms. A lot of idle villagers there because, as I said before, he didn't move enough villagers onto wood. He needs to get some farms out now because otherwise his food income is basically going to stop. And Richo now coming in with man-at-arms. He might be able to do a fair amount of damage here. Man-at-arms, of course, strong against any archer attacks. But it always leaves me wondering, if Richo actually lost this fight, what would he do? Because he's still got villagers in his town centre. Pardon me. And now he's lost a couple of villagers up here to jaguars, and really I've got no idea what he's doing, but he's managed to take out ProGolem's little force down here, and hopefully now he's actually going to put his villagers back to collecting. As I said at the start, this isn't a pro game. Richo is a very, very, I don't want to offend, but a very low player indeed. So ProGolem does have it easy here, but he's finally getting out some stables and knights being queued up there as well for him, and there's no doubt that he has won this game. So hopefully anyway, this has provided you with some insight into how a pro gamer is distinguished from a high level gamer. I wouldn't say that ProGolem was a bad player. He's certainly pretty good, although he is quite slow at getting up into the Castle Age. I wasn't very impressed by that, but he's definitely, you know, by his rating, he's definitely a good player by any means. Richo, on the other hand, isn't such a good player, and he's about to get stomped by the looks of it. That's a third stable coming up for ProGolem there, and ProGolem has plenty of food and gold in the bank. He's got a few knights out, and yes, let's see what he does. I'm sure he's just going to produce a few more knights and go and kick some ass. Richo, of course, now with about 10 villagers, maybe 15 villagers on the field. I had a villager up there, and really not doing much. He's producing man-at-arms, but he doesn't know that ProGolem's got quite a few knights there, and looking at the score you can tell that ProGolem is way in the lead. Another poor thing from Richo, he's not actually done enough scouting. He's missed these turkeys altogether, and unfortunately for him, he is really far behind right now. Garrison all your villagers like that, and not having them collecting for so long is such a big mistake to make. Okay, so ProGolem now with what's that, 6, 7, 8 knights, more on the way of course, and that's going to really boost his numbers, boost his score, and he should be moving in about now, maybe one more from each stable. But yes, finally moving on to farms, and I don't know why he's keeping these villagers collecting shorefish so far away. You want to keep your villagers as close to a drop-off point as possible. That's why you build your lumber camp close to your wood. There'd be no point building a lumber camp over here and having your villagers collecting over here, and the same applies to his fishermen down here. It would make much more sense to just get them on farms at this stage in the game. He's got enough wood to do so. Moving in now with some knights. Siege workshop being built there as well. I doubt he'll need it. Those knights are going to be able to cause enough damage. That is quite a few there. I think that's 11 knights for him. And yeah, I'm not sure why he's collecting these shorefish. They don't offer much food, and really would just be better off building farms. I mean, if you look how much wood he's got there, he's got enough resource to just get them on farms and get a faster food income. ProGolem, if you are watching this, I would be interested in 1v1ing you, just because, you know, I'd like to stack myself up against someone who's quite highly rated, and see how we go. So inbox me, please. I believe you inboxed me as well, just saying that you changed your name now. I can't remember what you changed it to, but this is a decisive win now for Golem. Richo has got a few men-at-arms there, but once again his villagers aren't collecting anything, whilst ProGolem's villagers are. So ProGolem has got this in the bag, and it's highly unlikely that these men-at-arms and this spearman is going to be able to take out this force of knights. Bear in mind that ProGolem has got more knights on the way, and suddenly he just sunk loads of resource. I'm not sure what he just sunk it into. Maybe he's researching some stuff. Yeah, he's researching some upgrades there. Sending a monk in, because why not, hey? Mill going up there, and really that's just notable. And so here we go. So Richo's got a small force coming up now with whatever resource he's got left in the bank. And again, I can't stress how important it is to keep your units collecting no matter what. You have to keep them collecting. Even if you've got knights in your base, just build a watchtower and get your villagers garrisoned in there. Of course, at this stage in the game, Richo doesn't stand a chance anyway, he's so vastly outnumbered. But if he had kept his villagers collecting earlier on, he'd be able to get a stable out and do some damage. Finally getting a villager building a watchtower there. Why he doesn't get all of his villagers to build it, again, I don't know. These knights probably going to be able to take out these spearmen. Spearmen are super effective against knights, but bear in mind, knights are extremely strong, and they do outnumber these spearmen quite heavily. The phone's ringing, so let me just close my door. There we go. Okay, so these knights now getting a range, and really, Richo just has to say good game. There's not a lot you can do right now. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this game, and hopefully it's been a little insight into how you can improve your gameplay, and how you can progress from being a good player and improving your play indeed. I hope you have enjoyed this game. My name is Zach, aka ZeroEmpires, and I will see you later. Goodbye.